able to hear Mwalimu? Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much. So Stacy, maybe you have an issue. Thank you so much. So then I'm recording, ladies and gentlemen, as I was trying to explain, I've been quite privileged to have worked with 3 international organizations. Yeah, 3 of them before I came to settle and work for RCM full time. Full time. Now, Mwalimu, why are you telling us that? Why I'm telling you that is simply to enable you see the picture, like what you need to do as an accountant to get some of these global great jobs. You know, most of these international jobs, when you get them, your salary will be really good. You'll be able to start, in this case here, your life at a little bit higher pedestal. All right. So what do you need to do? So allow me to do one thing here. I can see there are participants who are trying to put their videos on. Let me just reject. Yeah. So now they don't have that ability to get their videos on. Now, I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about something very, very important. 3 things, actually. Number 1 is 𝐴𝐶CA. Yeah. Number 2, public speaking skills. Public speaking skills. And then number 3, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be able to talk about your general progression in 𝐸𝐿𝐴𝐶 and how do you become a digital accountant. As you do your 𝐸𝐿𝐴𝐶 exams, how do you become a digital accountant? So this will become a very, very good way of assisting all students of RCM in my small ways. I start with the 𝐴𝐶 that I'll be able to, talk about it in a very short duration. Now, ladies and gentlemen, is there anybody who has ever heard about 𝐴𝐶CA? Is there anybody who has ever heard about 𝐴𝐶CA qualification? Thank you so much. I can see all of you. I can see all of you. Is it a good qualification? Is it a good qualification from what you have heard? They are saying yes, 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 most of them. Why did you not choose 𝐴𝐶CA and you chose 𝐶PA? If it is that nice, why did you choose 𝐴𝐶CA? Why did you not choose 𝐴𝐶CA? But they're saying, all of them are saying cost. It's quite costly. It's quite expensive. Thank you so much. I can see you guys already. You happen to be knowing a lot about this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to bring it to your attention that we are not, had started it, then shifted to 𝐶PA. I don't know. You're going to explain to us. 𝐶PA is the preference. Thank you so much. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the new syllabus of 𝐴𝐶CA. The new syllabus of 𝐴𝐶CA, now we have in this case here what we call, don't look at this foundation. Foundation is like ATD, ATD. When you, of course, came to 𝐶PA, I'm so sure, if you had a C plane and above, then you'll be able to start from this knowledge level. So we talk of K1 financial accounting, K2 management accounting, K3 business law. And then you do what we call essential employability module here, known as responsible business management. I'll be able to explain everything there. So this is just an online paper you do. Yeah, in this case here, they allow you even to make references. So the key exams, the examination papers are 3 at the knowledge level. From there now you go to the expertise level. Expertise level, you'll be able to sit for 5 papers. And then professional level, you'll be able to sit for 2 mandatory plus 1 optional. So professional, there are 3. If you're following, for you to become an 𝐴𝐶CA professional complete, like what we would call 𝐴𝐶CA, if there was such a word, how many papers do you need to do to be able to finish your 𝐴𝐶CA if you've been following? How to see? So don't start with foundations. I'll be able to explain this. We normally start from here. So 3 plus 5 plus 3. Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will sit for, thank you so much. I can see students are getting this. You will sit for 11 papers. 11 papers, John. The 11. You sit for 11 papers. And then now we have what we call employability modules, which are basically 3. 1, 2, 3. But these ones, they are 2-hour, 3-hour kind of exams, open book that you'll be able to go through. And then, of course, you do some online assessments like that. All right. So basically, for you to become an ACCA, you have to do 11 papers. Now listen, what is the importance of this ACCA? Once you do these 11 papers, you become an ACCA affiliate. And once you become an ACCA affiliate, you will only do papers at CASNEB, 2 papers at CASNEB to get CPA Kenya. You only do 2 papers in CASNEB for you to get CPA Kenya. That is company law, and advanced taxation. Company law and advanced taxation. You only do 2 papers. So meaning, ladies and gentlemen, please listen. I will be able to give you time to ask questions. Meaning that if you are going the ACCA route, you will do how many papers to become a CPA? How many papers will you do to become a CPA if you're following? If you go directly the ACCA route, you'll do 2 papers to become a CPA, plus now, of course, the 11 ACCA papers. So in total, you are doing 13 papers. How long do you think will it take you to do these 13 papers? How long do you think will it take you to do these 13 papers in total? ACCA, the 11 papers, assuming you are a full-time student, it will take you exactly 1 year to clear the 11 papers, 1 year. If you're working, it will take you 1.5 years to clear. Medulla oblongata, I love that. Yeah, to clear this, it will take you 1.5 years if you're working. Why? Because exams in ACCA, we have 4 exams in a year. 4 exams in a year. So if one semester you're doing 2, another semester 3 papers, and you're so lucky that your medulla oblongata is pushing you to always pass, then automatically 1 year will be more than enough. More than enough. So long as especially the beginning papers, this knowledge and expertise papers, and you're doing like 3, 3, 3, 3. Because the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. When you go to the professional papers, you should be able to do how many? 2 at a time. And the ACC is very flexible. You can even write 1 paper, they accept. You can write 1 paper. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for ACC knowledge level, when you clear the knowledge level, you are given what we call a higher diploma in accounting and business. You are given a higher diploma in accounting and a business, and then you'll be given what we call a certified accounting technician. Yeah, so you can get outside there like an ATD, you're a technician. You'll be able to produce very good bookkeeping statements. You'll be able to do your bookkeeping nicely when you clear these 3 papers. Now you can imagine the hell you'll go through if you go through the ATD. If you go through the ATD, you'll do so many papers for you to be able to get this certified accounting technician. All right. Now, once you clear the expertise, I love ACCA. I'm a member of ACCA. I'm a member of ISPAC. I love both, but I love ACCA more. Let me whisper about that. Ladies and gentlemen, when you clear this expertise paper, you'll be given what we call advanced diploma in accounting and business. And then you'll be able to earn a Bachelor of Science called professional accountancy. When you clear this, ladies and gentlemen, please listen. You are clearing these 5 papers plus these 3 papers. Plus, of course, there is an employability module. Plus, of course, there will be a project we'll do. Yeah, in about a year or so, on top of you having this advanced diploma, you'll also be able to get a Bachelor of Science. Do you know where this Bachelor of Science is coming from? Do you know which university will be giving you this Bachelor of Science? Is there anybody who has an idea? Which university? It used to be Oxford Brookes University. It's no longer Oxford Brookes University. Nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to, not Oxford Brookes, nowadays, it is the University of London. It is the University of London that will be able to give you this professional accountancy. What do you know about University of London? It's an Ivy League university, and they'll give you what we call a portable degree. Portable degree in what sense? You know, ladies and gentlemen, for those of us who have traveled outside here a little bit, when you are outside there, you start mentioning the Kenyan universities, you'll be told they are not known outside there. They are not known outside there. But you see, University of London is a global university. This one, go to the US, you'll get people who know it. All right. So they can't be giving you something that is substandard. They can't be giving you something that is substandard. Now, from there, ladies and gentlemen, you go to the professional level, do what we call business and sustainability reporting. Then you do what we call strategic business leader. The two are mandatory. And then you come and choose. When you are choosing, you only choose one paper. And I would want all my students here to choose this SDS. SDS, we are looking at what we call data science professional, because, ladies and gentlemen, if I was speaking in terms of languages, when you are doing ACCA, you will become bilingual. Bilingual. You will become more than an accountant, because ACCA is preparing you to become, number one, an accountant and a data analyst, a data scientist. Data science is bigger. Data science. All right. That is why you can see, like now here, we are talking about digital tech and what we call innovation. And when they teach you their data science, it's not like what we have as BDA. You know, I was among the people who are coining this syllabus of CASNEB. And to tell you the truth, what we envisioned when creating the syllabus of BDA, I wanted the students to be doing, I mean, the people who are sitting there, wanted the students to be doing MySQL, Power BI, all right, even Python, some form of programming for accountants. But how it changed, and we realize that now students are being given like financial reporting questions to solve in Excel. Really, that watered down BDA. Advanced Excel and the BDA should have been like just a quarter. Most of these other things, ladies and gentlemen, should have been data analytics, data science tools. Because right now, remember, we are now being removed. We are being chased away from this bookkeeping and doing data entry and a few things here, ladies and gentlemen, by AI, by automation. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, for us to be strategic thinkers as accountants, yes, we need to have that primary way of doing these financial reports. We must be having that know-how. Yeah, that is primary. And then, ladies and gentlemen, at the very top, for us to be able to add lots of value to the organization, we must be able to tell stories using our numbers. Many accountants that I've met, ladies and gentlemen, do not know the storytelling of numbers very well. That is why some of you will get, for example, you are a director of finance in a given circle. In a given circle, you are director of finance in a given circle. So this particular year, you guys have made losses. I can assure you, given that I've been on this space for so long, when you make losses and the owners, members of a circle are not able to get any dividends, chances are the director of finance and the other directors, CFO, yeah, will be sacked on the very day. Why? Because most of us do not know how to tell stories out of the numbers, out of our financial reports. Because a good CFO, you should be able to prepare ground. Go there in this case here with very good pie charts. Yeah, very good graphs. Tell people that you can see for the last 10 years, we have been pushing our profits higher and higher. Let those guys see the buzz. Come and tell them that, you know what? 2021 is really exceptional. This is the year when we have been hit, for example, with COVID, 2021, 2020. We are still recovering from those effects. All right? And in this case, you keep on throwing good things to them. I know it's not easy on you. There are those people who believe in what you call a bird at hand. But trust you me, if you still trust us, yeah, with these positions, we are going to do this, blah, 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 blah. Why, for example, we've made these profits, yeah, and we can't give you these higher dividends. It's because we're looking at your future. Right now, for example, in terms of circles, we need 1, 2, 3 for us to have our licenses in place, for us to have these assets in place. Those are the kind of accountants who are required for the future. All right? So that is why I equated this ACCA with this concept of languages, lingua. Yeah, you are bilingual. You can do German, you can do Chinese, like that. Aha. All right. All right. Thank you so much. I can see there. Nikiangalia tuition fee in one of the colleges, na give up. It's because, ladies and gentlemen, we are not informed. You can imagine within 1 year, of course, there are those students who will not be able to afford, but within 1 year, you have a BSc from University of London at a fraction of an amount, and I can tell you, to get that BSc from the University of London, I mean, would cost you like how much in total? I don't know, but trust you me, if you went to Mount Kenya University or to any other university in Kenya here, yeah, you'll use almost the same money. And here, you are getting 𝐴𝐶CA, you're not killing one stone or rather one bird with one stone. No, you are killing several birds with one stone. Several birds with one stone. You are getting 𝐴𝐶CA, you are getting CPA by the side. Because to do CPA, you only do 2 papers. You are getting, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, a Bachelor of Science in a professional accountancy from the University of London. Let me again surprise you, my good students. Let me surprise you. Let me surprise you. When you finish, in this case here, your professional papers, these 3 papers, you'll only write a thesis for you to get a Master of Science from the University of London. It can't get better. It can't get better. It can't not get better. So you'll be surprised. Somebody in this case here who gets to 𝐴𝐶CA right away, within 3 years, this gentleman, this lady would have gotten 𝐴𝐶CA, will be able to get, in this case here, the 𝐴𝐶CA itself, will get Bachelor of Science, will get, in this case here, an MSc, like that, within 3 years. So for the students in this case here who have that ability, don't be looking at the cost. The cost is worth it. Look at even the things they are teaching. You know them, they normally say their slogan is 𝐴𝐶CA, think ahead. They normally think like 5 years down the line. Yeah. Like right now, they have known that for sure, we accountants, we are receiving lots of pressure from this automation. How do we make, in this case here, our accountants great programmers? In a way that they shall not lose their accounting roles. But how do we enhance their roles within this space and ensure that they are also getting something different? So that in this case, in the future, when we have a data scientist being hired, somebody who has a CCA now can be hired. So it is worth it. I know some of us could be squeezed financially, but ladies and gentlemen, if you can afford, this is the route to go. Now I'm getting very good questions. As soon as asking, in this case here, are there referrals? If I do this 𝐴𝐶CA, is it going to be a smooth ride? Hell, 𝐴𝐶CA is harder than CPA like 3 times. 3 times. Is there somebody who has ever tried 𝐴𝐶CA here who can confess that 𝐴𝐶CA is tougher? CPA is hard. They're saying CPA is hard. I've tried it. Michelle, if it's true you've tried it, please let me hear your confession. Let me hear your confession. You have tried it. Fortunately, myself, I've done both. So I know. So I know. I'll be able to answer all these questions. First of all, thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I go to another question, why is 𝐴𝐶CA harder? It's because 𝐴𝐶CA, they'll not give you very tough exams. No. What these guys will do, they will give you their papers and they expect you to solve their questions in Excel. All right? From this expertise papers, like financial reporting, auditing and assurance, everything you are typing within how many hours? Within 3 hours. Everything will be typing within 3 hours. And that is why you realize anybody who has done 𝐴𝐶CA like myself, we are so good with Excel. You can't get, get somebody who has done MBA in Kenya here, even a PhD in Kenya here. Ask them what is VLOOKUP. They don't know. 𝐴𝐶CA student who has even done the very basic, even the MA, very basic, they know very many things in Excel, and they're very good in terms of typing. very good in terms of typing. That is why you'll get some employers like myself. All the international jobs I got were because, in this case, ladies and gentlemen, I was an ACCA. I was an ACCA. There are employers like 𝐬𝐭𝐢𝐥𝐿, like Arrow, employers like SAP. Most of the times they would prefer people who have done what year? ACCA. Very good. So, and again, remember, ladies and gentlemen, what I normally tell my students when you come to ACCA, because it's quite tough because of the technology, typing etc. The first semester, don't do like 3 papers. You can come and try, first of all, to exercise, practice your typing skills. You can try 1 paper. You can try 1 paper. You can try 1 paper, first of all, for you to get that level where now you'll be very comfortable in terms of typing. And the ACCA will change you. Will change you. I'm not saying that CPA is any lower, but ACCA will change you. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, remember, like when you are a member of ACCA, like myself, you will be able to go to CC. Somebody asked there, CC, Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments. It's in the UK again. All right. You'll only do 2 papers there. You become a member of CC. When you become a member of CC, you simply walk majestically to 𝐸𝐶 in Kenya. They give you membership without writing any paper. The same is applicable to CS. The same is applicable to CS. So it could be tougher, yes, but if you take these papers one at a time, you'll be surprised. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll never go wrong. If you ask me, if you have resources, instead of doing a master's locally here, you would rather, in this case here, go the ACCA route and get these international qualifications. Look at, for example, the CEOs we have in Kenya, starting from my friend Joshua 𝐸𝐿𝐥𝐥. Yeah, the CEO of, for example, Safaricom, who have got qualifications from outside there. They must be having some qualification. Our University of Nairobi here, our KC University is very, very good. But ensure that you also have an international qualification. An international qualification. You get quite a lot, ladies and gentlemen, by, in this case, you're doing these papers like masters and PhDs out there. Yeah, I'll be able to come back to that. I'll be able to come back to that. And ACCA, which should I do first after CPA? I will say ACCA 100 times because of the kind of skills. Like myself, I only went to, of course, during our times we were doing our masters there from Edinburgh. Yeah, that is where we're doing our masters with ACCA. I went to Edinburgh and did an MBA from there. All right. So, of course, thesis alone. So when you do a thesis alone, ladies and gentlemen, there, you'll be able to understand. You know, at times I get to read your thesis here in Kenya. First of all, I'll be able to know this guy, their thesis was done by someone else. All right? Because, I mean, everybody, if you look at the literature review, everybody is talking about Mugenda. It automatically shows that, I mean, we are cocooned in some kind of what here, a book. You're not able to think outside. Because if it's a thesis that I'm writing, then I should be able to start with a concept paper, all right? Do a concept paper where I'll be able to demonstrate, for example, how I'll be able to gather. I can see so many questions here. I would rather we pause on questions a little bit. You give me time a little bit, I explain, and then I'll be able to give you a whole 30 minutes. A whole, because now there are so many, and at times they distract my way of thinking. All right. Will you be able to allow me like just 30 minutes and do some explanations? Yeah, maybe in terms of thesis, when in this case you're well grounded, then you know, for example, how you formulate your hypothesis, all right? How in this case you are able to even show the research gap. Yeah. Tell us the other scholars who have been able to look at some theories that are closely related to what we're doing a research on. What we call literature review. All right. So you will be able to understand the process of doing research heavily when you do, for example, your thesis from the University of London. Oh, those guys will give all resources and support. There is not a single day I called my Muzungu supervisor, asking my Muzungu supervisor whether they will be available for a discussion about my project, and then they told me no. You see, one thing that I've learned with and this is really bad. I've also been a lecturer at some of these universities here. Please, most of these lecturers were disturbing So many students who are doing thesis. Somebody comes, you've been with this person from concept paper proposal, and then when they come to defend, and you're the supervisor there, you are even telling them that even now the topic is not okay. I know of about 40% of students who tried thesis in Kenya and they were not able to get through. But when you do these thesis with these Muzungus, first of all, they will not be able to constrain you to doing a particular thing. You see, in Kenya here, they'll always keep on telling you, like, don't do this project. There are so many people who have done this. When you try giving them something that is out of now the ordinary, they tell you again, this is not good. Yeah, Mzungu will not tell you that this is not good. Mzungu will tell you, hey, let's try this. Give me the concepts here. How are you going to collect your data outside there? What tools will you be using to analyze here? All right. All right. So if you have the money, always think about what here out there because of the skills you'll be able to get. They are very, very strict on plagiarism, yes, because they'll be able to turn in whatever work you give them. But you see, Mzungus will even tell you, I mean, this is a project, do a timetable. Every day you are writing like 2 pages. Then, of course, you'll not be able to have issues with what here? Plagiarism. Yeah, you'll not be able to have issues with plagiarism. If you're doing 2, 3 pages every day, and then of course you're using like Grammarly, Grammarly will help you structure sentences. All right. Then you have tools. For example, you're doing in-text citations. You have tools when you just take in this author into this particular paragraph, then automatically at the end of the day, you'll be able to get a list of references and bibliography without really a lot of yeah, great. We share the tools that we think we should be able to have a discussion later, right? A discussion later on it. Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, then that is it regarding ACCA. Now, please ask me questions regarding ACCA, like how much are we charging at? I saw one great question. When you are a CPA, exemptions, how many papers will they exempt you from? Now they are changing their syllabus, but I'm aware that they'll be giving you like 4 exemptions. Out of 11, you only do 7. Out of 11, you only do 7 because 4 papers will be exempted from you. Process of registering with ACCA, you go to www.acccaglobal.com. www.acccaglobal.com, and then you put in your papers there as you apply, and then they'll be able to respond with how many exemptions they are giving you. Yeah, and of course the results. With ACCA, they don't delay results. Within 3 weeks maximum, you'll be getting your results. The first 3 papers, the results are there, and then yeah, you finish a paper like this. They actually 4 papers. You finish a paper like this, they give you results the same day. But from these other papers here, expertise papers, you have to wait a little bit. Tuitions, ACC, of course, Mamu, it is RCM. It is RCM. It is RCM. I can see people complaining. Any tuition? Okay. All right. So tuitions, of course, you guys will be able to study with me at RCM. That's very, very important. And then somebody is asking me, Mwalimu, at 40 years, can I try something new like ACCA? And somebody help me answer that student who is afraid that they're getting a little bit old. They should be chasing other things. At 40 years, can I try ACCA? Of course, yes. 40 years, life is just beginning. The normal tell us that life begins at 40. It is worth it, yes. It's knowledge. Even right now, myself, I'm 47. I should be able to study something new. Yeah, age is just but a number. Yeah. Even at 40, you should be able to do these things. Somebody is saying 7, ni mob sana. 7, ni mob sana. 7, ni mob sana. It's never too late. You can see this lady is 47 as well. 7 C mob. Because 7, you are assured of finishing within 1 year. If you do 2, 2, 2, 2. Somebody is saying retire. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think retire should be even a word we should use here. You see, once you have this ACCA, and for example, in this case here, you establish, even this CPA alone, establish, in this case here, your business. For example, you have your own auditing firm. Like myself, I run an audit firm. All right, which is based at Westlands. Will I be able to retire? No. course, I'll be doing what we call succession planning, but trust you me, I'll not retire at 60. No, 60, I'll still be looking at some reports and signing. Great. So then I think I've been able to answer that. RCM and exam center, no. Exam center is Oshol in Nairobi. You'll go to Oshol. You study with us, and then you do your exams from Oshol. 28, I feel late. No. You shall never feel late. How do they supervise? Of course, it's virtual. They give you a supervisor. Everything is virtual. How much is fees? At RCM fees, we charge 10,000. That's exam fees. No. Tuition fees is 10,000. And then we have, in this case here, examination fees with 𝐸𝐴. It fluctuates given the sterling pound, but put aside 20,000. So then you are looking at 30,000 per paper. 30,000 per paper. So 30,000 per paper times, say, 7. Given them even 35,000 times 7 papers. So you are looking at something like 400,000 to finish your entire ACC. Add another 100,000 there. Yeah, you'll be able to get your Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Science from the famous University of London. Ooh, they're crying here. They're telling me, Mwalimu, even change the topic now. Mwalimu, even change the topic now. Change the topic. Is there a possibility of retakes? Yes, there's a possibility of retakes if you don't read. It's international. ACC is international. I have so many of my friends who are working in UK. It basically gives you a passport to travel around the world. Can I use help loans to do this ACC? No. ACC and CASNEB, they are competitors. Your cost ni mingi. Can somebody in this case who understands the value of this thing, perhaps they can explain better. Because to me, will you not need a first degree later on after your CP? You will need your first degree. If you go to, for example, ACA, how much will you pay for your undergraduate? How much will you pay for your undergraduate at KCA if you're a CPK? You'll pay about 300 to 400,000. So now it's upon you to choose. Do you do 550? You can see what Mombi is telling us. 550,000 to get a degree here. With that 550,000, you'll be able to get, ACC and so many other benefits out there. But again, the choice is yours. You need to choose whether you want to become a local champion or, in this case here, an international champion. The choice is yours. Me, I'm coming in as just a mentor. The choice is yours. Yeah, it also gives us sites to apply international jobs here. Does Kenya recognize it? Yes. If Kenya was not to recognize it, some of us would not even have gotten a chance of teaching these universities. Ladies and gentlemen, in this particular case, once you have done an international qualification, what you need to do is to go to the CUE. Yeah, Commission of University Education here, and they'll be able to tell you that this degree is recognized in Kenya. You can as well go to the Kenya National Qualification Framework for the equation. Volume is fluctuating. Am I okay? Am I okay now? Let me again get feedback from you. Are we okay? Are we okay? Yep. Yes, thank you very much. So I think I've answered very, very many questions. Yeah, 375. Nisimame Senator hapa. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've answered very, very many questions. Let me go to my second agenda. The second agenda here is about public speaking. So we will be able to talk about CFA, public speaking. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me start by cracking a joke. I watch TikTok videos, and at times you'll get these jokes where, for example, some brother of some siblings here is graduating, and then we'll get people saying, I'm not the brother, but the brothers, whatever. I'm not the bridegroom, but now, ladies and gentlemen, there's no problem with shrubing. But now you are called upon to become financial reporters. Financial reporters. Trust you me, at some given point in time, you will be required to stand before 1,000 people or more to read a report. And many times, because I'm in the auditing space, I normally watch a lot of speeches where people are reading these opinions. An auditor will come and read quite nicely, but when a member rises up to ask a question, most auditors go blank. Meaning, ladies and gentlemen, that our public speaking skills are not okay. There are two assignments I would want to leave you with. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want from today, please make use of your mirror. Make use of your mirror. Have some mirror here. Yeah. Always go and pick some good articles from your newspapers. Go through them. Get to a mirror. Get to talk to yourself in a mirror. Get a phone and record yourself on phone. And then, of course, always, after recording yourself, you shall have the guts to listen to your voice. For some reasons, even myself, whenever I listen to myself, my own voice, I will always feel like it's bad. But now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen to me very well. When you keep on listening, you'll be able to, when you keep on listening to yourself, you'll be able to hear where you have filler words. Like where you pause quite a lot. Yeah, and you'll be able to improve drastically. We must make a conscious decision, ladies and gentlemen, to be speaking in English all the time. It doesn't matter how your people at the workplace are taking you. Let you be known that this person loves English. Why is that the case? We are getting into this digital economy like seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, you can only be able to get good followership, good followers on Facebook, good followers on LinkedIn. If you are able to get onto LinkedIn and they say that today we are talking about this tax matter, and you do a very good video and upload it, I'm telling you, in the next 10 years, if you will still be shrubbing C like that, R and L, trust you me, your space will be so much limited. My heart will jump more, yeah. So we need, and that is why as RCM we have introduced public speaking classes. They are being led by Teacher David, and then of course I'll also be coming in. And I would want in this case here, ladies and gentlemen, we should be able even to come to our studios here in Nairobi, or if it's in Zoom, people must get confidence of opening up their microphones. We get to listen to them. It will not be a place to laugh at each other. No, it will be a place where we listen to you, and then we tell you that is this English word that you should have used in a better way. So for any inquiries regarding public speaking, ladies and gentlemen, I would expect you guys to call this number or just WhatsApp this number, because these messages are too many. 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. Please ask about that. Because where we are heading to, ladies and gentlemen, if you will not be a good public speaker, fortunately for some of us, we got somebody who gave us this secret much earlier. If you will not be a public speaker, you will be nothing. If you're a public speaker who also knows how to write English in English very well, look at some people that I normally follow on Facebook, like Pauline Njoroge. This lady is simply eating because she's good in writing. She's able to write persuasively. All right? So it will be very, very important for you. I've seen some people saying they're 28 years old. I know here there must be a 22-year-old. Please ensure that you are taking public speaking classes, and of course, anything to do with public speaking so seriously. Rather, we laugh at you. Of course, us will not be laughing, but we would rather we laugh at you today than being at a position where you'll be standing before 2,000 people, and then, of course, they get now to, or even you have your heart jumping out, and then you faint because you are not able to. You know, at times it makes me feel sad. We are three people, just three people in a room. And then I'll appoint one person here to pray for us. And that person says, I cannot pray. Not that this person is not a Christian, but because they fear public speaking. And because, ladies and gentlemen, now we know that this is a big animal that is ahead of us. Why can't we get it out of the way by just practicing? Yeah, it's online. Yeah, it's online. But I'm saying in this case here as a school, they'll be able to provide even a lantern. And I would want to hear you guys making financial reporting, saying 2 term or 1 term need proficiency in public speaking, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. So public speaking is something that I would want to see you guys really doing big time. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, as I finish, please, let's try to do something online. Let's try to package ourselves online as people in this case here who have lots of information, lots of ways of helping people. Yeah, it will be very, very important if it's on LinkedIn. Get matters of taxation. Try talking about tax online. This thing of going with your 2 children, beautiful children, you are doing a salute like this with very good photos, and then people are uploading, or you're uploading those photos on your timeline, and then people are saying you are smart, smart. So what? Do that kind of a photo, but down there, mention that I'm a tax expert and it's my number. If you need anything to do with whatever, you'll be surprised. Yeah, when you finish, of course, you get a certificate. Even in our short courses, when you finish, you get a certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm on my way going home. It will be very, very important for us to end this session. In case you have any question, my number, personal number now, my personal number is 0721 620 183. 0721 620 183. Let me just give you my personal number. In case you have any questions, there is a school number that you can call. But if you want personal mentorship, some of you, of course, would, yeah, some of you would be wanting like internships later. Yeah, I'll be able to provide this recorded video through my YouTube, which is Joshua Aura. YouTube, I'll be able to upload this. Otherwise, it's been lovely hosting all of you. The first number is 0721, no, 0719 525 000, 0719 525 000. And then my personal number is 0721 620 183. 0721 620 183. Otherwise, be blessed big time. It's always my joy. Great. Some people are asking there, how do I balance this? Perfectly. Many things I do, ladies and gentlemen. You know, myself, I got a very, very good mentor from the very beginning. Very good mentor from the very beginning. That is why, for example, this aspect of saving with circles like Mwasibu Circle, I knew that thing much earlier. And I remember when I was teaching in these colleges, I would save maximally. All right. Like you can imagine during those old days, at the age of 28, I was able to build a house that has a penthouse. I've shown you my house at the age of 28 because of what here proper saving skills. At that very young age, I knew about money market far. So what matters most, ladies and gentlemen, is the kind of mentors that you have. Do you have somebody you are looking up on? Somebody who is able to guide you? Like this knowledge I'm giving you, like I remember some time back here, a great lady in the advanced level called me, told me, Mwalimu, I want to come into your space here virtually and then get to talk to us with my husband. Yeah, regarding investment strategies. It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen, how much you are earning today. What matters is how much you are able to save. And when you save, what kind of investment decisions you make. All right. What kind of investment decisions do you make? All right. Don't be among these people, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's not bad to drink. People drink, although I don't drink myself. But don't be among those people that will, I mean, I give you always this story. You take me to, like now after your exams are out, you'll get in this case here, somebody telling me that Mwalimu, come over here, we take coffee and eat it. So they come in form of a group. And then you realize somebody has ordered a drink. When this drink is coming, we realize the drink is being escorted by girls, very beautiful girls in this case who are singing. Even the DJ has stopped everything they're doing. They're not looking at this drink as it's being brought to our table. So I never understood at first. But in this case, when it came to the bill coming over here, this drink is worth about 30,000. Why? Who do you want to impress? So in this case, it will be very, very important for you to believe in this minimalistic approach when you start. Don't be that one in this case here who is known for heavy spending. No, no, no. So when you have your public speaking skills very nicely, you don't have to impress, quote unquote, anybody, even girls or whatever, by spending heavily. No, no, no. I would want to get successful people. Let me get successful people from the word go in everything, in everything, in everything. We shall succeed. We shall succeed in everything we are doing. All right. MMF, we have many money market funds. For example, myself, I use the CIC, or encourage those who are working upwards from ATD. Yeah, I'll be able to talk about it. So I work with CIC. The return is not very, very good. The return is about, if you're a heavy investor like myself, 12%. 12% per annum. Goes down at times to 10%. But you see, that's about 1%. So myself, what I normally do is to ensure that, first of all, I presume that you know what a money market fund is. A money market fund is not an investment. A money market fund, you're putting this money there to give some little returns, but you have easy access to the money. Anytime you want this money, let me just show you something. Let me just show you something, how this thing works. Let me show you something, how this thing works. Let me show you something, how this thing works, ladies and gentlemen. I like lots of honesty because I want you to succeed. I'm not doing this like I'm trying to brag. No, I'm beyond that. I'm beyond that. So you see, for example, like even the school itself, yeah, you can see like now here, we normally pay our salaries at around 21st. 21st, like now there's an email, yeah, which I did on the 20th. Just asking CIC group that we want to withdraw 2.5, we pay around this. So instead of having this money, ladies and gentlemen, just in the account, what do? We send this money to CIC in a month or so. Because you see, most of our monies as a school comes at the beginning of the semester. So for example, we could be getting, say, like, let me just throw a figure, just a small figure, 20 million. So instead of staying with this 20 million in CFC and B, all right, I would rather take this money, for example, to where CIC insurance money markets. You see, every month I'll be getting minimum of 1%. That is 200,000, 200,000, 200,000. All right. And then, of course, I'll be able to do what here. I mean, like myself, I've benefited. I'm so sure what I have in my market fund today, even if I was to stop working totally, what I have, because I'm not also a very, very big spender, I will be able to do what here. I will be able to survive. So like I'll be getting my salary every month like that. And it's because I knew about money market funds at a tender age. At a tender age. So I know CIC, even Etika is very good. There are so many. The ones I don't tell my students here to invest in, or rather invest in them at your own risk, is like Manza X, something Manza. You know, their returns are really high, up to about 20%. There's nothing wrong with the high returns, but you see now, where are they investing their money? Where are they investing their money? And then you can see they are aggressively marketing. They are heavy on marketing. If there is anybody, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, we see from Manza X, I'm not saying that they are bad. No, I just don't want to be in a situation where later on I'll be told that you took 300 students into a ditch. Enable Capital, I know the senior guy there, not bad, good. They have good systems. But for me, 100%, I would always recommend CIC or Britam for some reasons. You know, those are well-tested business models, well-tested insurance companies like that. How many students do we have on average? RCM right now is really big. RCM is, can you guess? Very luck, can you guess how many do we have? Even old mutual, yeah. Stima Sacco is very, very good. 600 students. You guys are not on our WhatsApp groups. If you look at, for example, the WhatsApp group of financial management, one class alone is over 500 students. So you're looking at about 5,000 students. Yeah, 5,000 students at the minimum. And of course, we believe that we shall be able to even provide better and even get more in future. We should be a university. Yeah, that is really what we're working on here. Doing career, this person is talking of career transition. Please ensure that you call me. You can even call me immediately after this. The ones ATD is a serious qualification. When you finish ATD, you'll be able to get exemptions from the whole foundations level at AT and at CPA. And then, of course, you'll get some papers again at the intermediate level are similar to what you did in ATD. So you always flow very easily when you come from ATD. The only thing I normally tell my ATD students is to ensure that you don't fail in any paper. Because in ATD, when you fail in a paper, it becomes really very, very sad. So it's a good qualification. Don't change. Yeah, advanced Excel, very, very good. Like, for example, if you are a student here who will be doing BDA next semester, you must join Advanced Excel right away, lest you see big issues with BDA. Even students who are doing, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, who are doing, ladies and gentlemen, foundation level, you need to start practicing Advanced Excel. Fortunately, we normally give you these courses at almost throwaway prices. Throwaway prices here. All right. Yeah, Regional College of Management. Yeah. When do classes begin for next semester? 2nd of May. 2nd of May, 2nd of May. And unfortunately, we have increased our fees a little bit. I hope you are aware of that. Unfortunately, we have increased our fees a little bit. Nalini, yes, to 5,200 per paper. 5,200 per paper. Because of Maputa, no. Now, what we have done, we have, number one, introduced a very powerful app, which will be able to allow you to watch now videos offline. 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 All right. All right. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, what we're trying to do, like now we are starting the radio station, TV station, would want to really showcase RCM to be a very big brand in the market. Would want us to be the employer's choice. Whenever anybody thinks about an accountant, they shall be thinking about RCM graduates. So for us to do that, we need some financial muscles. Yeah. So yeah, after BDA, think about Power BI. Think about Power BI. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, I've really spoken for so long, and because I'm on road going to Kisii, I'm going to Kisii tonight. I'll be coming back on Monday. Yeah, I'll be able to make announcements about the results release later. Thank you so much. So 𝐸𝐴 is a very, very good qualification. Very good qualification. The only problem that I have with 𝐸𝐴 is we Kenyans. You see, 𝐸𝐴 is about investment advisory, and most Kenyans don't want to get any advice from these 𝐸𝐴 professionals before they invest. Nisimame na kujua, okay, lakini natumia njia ingine. Please allow mwalimu, in this case ya matokeo, I'll bring, allow mwalimu to disappear. Full meaning of RCM is Regional College of Management, although we don't use that totally. Ourselves, in this case here, we go by our brand name, RCM, 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 because we realize that so many people are trying to use that regional college on people. You see, there's a time you are conned. You see, yeah, there are people are trying to use this regional college here to con people. So we said ourselves, in this case here, our brand name is RCM. CFE, great questions. Allow me to run away with an overcome even what any questions. That is it. the only thing that I would want to mention here before I go with this fees increase, of course, we gave you an offer. If you remember, we gave you an offer of paying some amount, which was 4,320. We gave you an offer. You remember that? Most of you took advantage of the offer. I can see, yes, I paid. I can see in this, I extend the offer. Which car do I drive? I have a very old car, very old car. Yeah, it's a Land Rover. You remember Land Rover 110, but I've really, it's in a good shape. Land Rover 110. I've stayed with it for so long. When I go with it to my farm at Isinya, ijui matope. Ndio maana mimi naipenda sana. Naipenda sana. Naipenda sana. Itafika, that's a very, you can't even compare it with these small Prados here. You can't. You can't. It's a heavy machine. I extend the offer. Let's discuss about that on WhatsApp. Let's discuss about that on WhatsApp. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a lovely night. Bye. See you.